Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we have another Tennessee Titans franchise video. Today we are taking on the New England Patriots going up to Gillette Stadium, but we have a lot to cover in this video. Of course, we got player negotiations that I do want to get started on since we only have 3 weeks left in the regular season, and you can only negotiate in the regular season. You can't negotiate in the playoffs, and then you can only negotiate that 1 week in the off-season. So, I think this is the best time to start getting these things done. We've gotten a good look of how players have performed and stuff like that, and what exactly is shaping out and what our future really holds for us going forward. Now, of course, I'm going to show you guys stats as well before we start going over players, and if you guys don't agree with anybody, and if I don't sign them, of course, in this video, then, of course, we can always talk about maybe not re-signing that guy. One good thing is, when I was looking at the team, I did happen to go over to my draft picks, and the only other team that would have been better to trade with than the team that we traded with, which was the Chicago Bears, would have been the New Orleans Saints because they are 1-13. But the Bears are 4-10, so it's going to give us a very good draft pick, especially since we don't own our own, as well as we don't have a second-round pick going into this year. We don't have a ton of draft capital, and so it's going to be a little bit more difficult drafting a lot of studs that we found in previous years, right? So we do have a lot to cover. Of course, we're going to go over stats real quick. We're not going to do like an in-depth dive of where they exactly sit or anything, but just an overlook of the stats. Now, the QBs have played very nicely here so far this year. Over 3,100 yards for them so far as a combined total. You know, they're throwing the ball pretty efficiently too. Malik Willis's numbers would have been better for yards per game if we didn't have to sub him in a couple times for run plays and stuff like that. But 30 touchdowns, 6 picks on the year. All of them coming from Will Levis, in the pick department at least. Tajay Spears has played fantastic, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. He has a very good rush per attempt. So does Hassan Haskins, almost 5.2 yards an average, 9 touchdowns. Levis had 3 touchdowns in one game as a rusher. Since then, he's only had 1. Malik Willis with a touchdown and Bo Melton with 2. We saw one just last week, or was it 2 weeks ago at this point? It was one of the previous 2 weeks. I don't remember if it was against the Colts or versus somebody else. But at this point, pretty good rushing stats so far on the season for the team. No particular receiver stands out on their own. I understand Bo Melton's having a really good year, and it could be argued that we should move him up to 1 and then kick Burks down to 3. But as of right now, I'm going to keep it how it is. They're working pretty good. I like Bo Melton being in the slot. He doesn't need to be that number 1. He's just played very good. He's a very good average receiving yards per reception. Does amazing in the rack game as well. 8 touchdowns on the year for him as well. Treylon Burks with 6, Tyler Linton with 5, Josh Wiley with 4, Spears with 2, Okonkwo with 1, Max Smith with 1, Haskins with 2, both coming in the same game, and Josh Oliver with 1. So the ball has been spread out a lot. Before we go any further, yes, we do have a couple extra injuries this week to cover due to practice stuff. I know we are losing Franklin Amos for the week, as well as a couple other guys, and we'll go over that here shortly. Sacks I'm not too worried about in terms of just like overall, mainly because there's only been 2 guys that have played all 14 games. There's only been 2 guys that I think have played a lot of snaps. Lindsey Goodwill only missing about 10 snaps so far in the season. I think that's a very good rate so far for him. I just think that's been very, very good for him as of right now. Tyron Smith is still playing well, but of course he's missed 5 games. Chris Malone playing well. Dorian Dixon playing well when he's actually on the field. Ty Thornton playing well. Lindsey Goodwill. 6 sacks. When you're going against the best edge defender as well, it's kind of going to be difficult most games, as well as the fact of, are those all on him? Probably not. Some of them are probably more on the quarterbacks themselves. One surprising person is Keenan Evans with 103 tackles. I guess that does happen a little bit more if I'm not the one user controlling him. I'm more than likely using Azeez, if anything. So he's going to have a little bit more free roam to just be able to go headhunt. I'm trying to slow down passing lanes and stuff like that as well. So Keenan Evans, 100 tackles so far on the season for him. Derek Wesley with over 20 tackles for loss, 15 of those are sacks. Jeffrey Simmons with 18, and he has 5 sacks on the season. And with the amount of games Jeffrey Simmons has played, it definitely shows his worth, right? He's only played in 9 games. He has 5 sacks. He's averaging almost over half a sack a game and stuff like that. He's averaging 2 tackles for a loss a game. So he's definitely played well. It's just the simple fact that he hasn't been available, and that's one of my biggest issues. Sacks are up across the board. I think we only had one person last year hitting double digits. Now we're going to potentially have 3 guys hitting double digits. Both of our starting edge rushers, and then of course our 3-tech D tackle and Osa Digizua, who's played phenomenal. Jeffrey Simmons, I think if he would have played the full season, I think he could have possibly hit double digits, but unfortunately not. We do have a lot of picks to go over. Caleb Farley with 10, Roger McCreary with 5, 3 for Hooker, 3 for Ayers, 2 for Vickers, 1 for Menahue, and 1 for, of course, Shire. Kicking good as always from Trey Wolf. He has developed well and above what we thought he could have. And of course, the big storyline is Tyler Linton having 5 total returns for touchdowns. He's played phenomenal. Rookie. Man, and it's really difficult to put into words just how good he's been and how much better he's been above expectations, right? I was thinking he was going to come in, he was going to have to fight for a job here. He was going to really have to work against Max Smith and Franklin Amos and beat them out. And so far, he's blown them the fuck out of the water. Yes, is he getting a little bit more opportunity than even those guys got? Yes, he is. But, of course, he has played fucking phenomenally. 5 return touchdowns, that really changes the game a lot when we're just talking about just how the team plays and everything. When the offense is slow and we can go get 7 points off of a return, it's really awesome. Just 3 weeks ago, 14 of our 24 points came off of a kick return and a punt return. So we're going to go through all the mini objectives real quick. The unstoppable force, hot opponent, immovable object, and upgrade players before we get... Well, actually, I'll save upgrade players until after we negotiate with people. I know that's not completely fair, but I figure it's probably better than nothing. I will say I'm not going to be doing the random moment that I was kind of hinting at last week, just because we just have so much to cover in this video. If we don't have as much to cover in next week's video, especially, and then of course the amount of injuries we have as well, I just can't risk having even more injuries. If it would have been last week where we only had the 3 injuries, I think we could very much sit here and say, hey, we can go ahead and do the event and stuff. And what I mean by that is it will basically be a wheel, which will basically be like, okay, we can either do it one of 2 ways. We can do it by position groups. So like we'll spin the wheel, oh, it lands on quarterback. And then we'll spin another wheel. It'll be like, oh, NFL suspension, team fine, NFL fine. All types of different things. Random injury, the dude's going to have a kid, so he's going to miss the game. All types of different stuff, right? There's going to be personal reasons to leave. There's going to be NFL fines and suspensions and everything. Everything on this wheel that I can possibly think of that would deter somebody from playing in a game or losing some money or something. And that will kind of determine, how that player plays the next game, right? So, we could have an NFL suspension where a player gets suspended for 2 games, and then we don't have him for 2 games. We'll move him to a different position, somewhere where he'll be invaluable, and we will basically not have that player for a certain time. And it's not just NFL suspensions. It could be a team suspension for a game, a quarter, a half, whatever. It could be a team fine, so we take some money off of his contract. It could be a whole ton of things. It's something that I had back in the day for a franchise that I didn't record. Back in the 2021 season, when it was big on COVID and stuff, I wanted to introduce that to my franchise. I just never got around to recording it, and because then, you could be like, oh, hey, this position group, and then you could spin the wheel, and if it lands on COVID, then that whole position group's out. You got to find some other people to put there. So you would possibly go to your running backs and your receivers and see who has the best throw power and who has the best throw accuracy. Throw them at quarterback, all types of different stuff. I think it would make a very exciting and fun franchise moment. But now we do have player negotiations, of course. A couple big ones. Just off the top are, McCreary and, of course, Caleb Farley. They both want to be here, which is good. The biggest problem with some of the other guys like Treylon Burks and Amani Hooker are guys that they don't want to be here or necessarily want to be here. Of course, money can solve a lot of issues in that department. Caleb Farley, I'd be happy giving him this, to be fair. 3 years, $13 million a year. I would be more than happy to give that to him. He's going to re-sign. And I'm not going to sit here and lowball the living fuck out of them. McCreary, I would love to bring back. It's just that we brought in Mark Vickers for a reason. As of right now, I think I'm going to let McCreary walk. Unless unless we see something else. I just think for what he wants, I don't think I'm willing to pay that. I'm not saying he's not worth money. I'm just saying I would be more comfortable with 6 a year over 4, 6 a year over 5, maybe even, than anything else. Yeah, he doesn't want the deal. The most I'm probably going to be willing to really give him would probably be about 7 to about 7, 8. 7, 5, 7, 6-ish area. Amani Hooker, another guy. He's going to be 28. We just brought in a guy in Brendan Davis. Is he really the guy to sit around with and continue to go at, continue to bring back? As good as he's played, and he's played fucking phenomenal. I'm pretty sure he had all 3 of his picks in back-to-back weeks. So, but do I really want, because I'm going to have to overpay on him. Do I really want to spend $10 million on a safety who's going to be regressing soon and has kind of hit his potential? Treylon Burks is another story. We've seen what he can do, but do we really want to spend, 10 plus mil on a receiver that I don't think is going to be anything special? Probably not. Amani Hooker, we're going to see where he's at with this. I would do 7. I would do 7 over 2. I would possibly go up to 8, maybe 8.5 over 2. But I don't think I can do much more than that. Also, we're going to let the season really play out for him, as well as Charles Omenihu. I think those 2 guys just make more sense just waiting. Tyron Smith, as good as he's played, it's another guy. It's kind of like the Jeffrey Simmons thing, where it's like he hasn't been available. And yes, they might say he's played in 9 games, but how many of those games has he left in the first or second or even third quarter? How many of those games has he left early and not really been a part of, to be fair? And then there are guys that I do want to bring back that are some of the lower overalls, of course. I would love to bring back a guy like Josh Oliver, but we need to see how he regresses. Malik Willis would be awesome to bring back, but I'm not paying him fucking $6 million a year to be my backup quarterback. Just not really possible right now. Josh Thompson, I know we signed last year, but we had to cut him for bringing up different guys due to injuries and stuff. So, unfortunately, we will be losing him again. I would gladly bring him back in free agency. I just don't think I'd pay him here right now. Same thing with Haskins. Same thing with Nicholas Petit-Fier. All of these guys are going to want too much money for what they're worth. Granted, they're all very good players and have played well for us. I just don't think it makes sense to bring anybody else back at this current moment. Yes, I'm going to give Treylon Burks a better offer. I think I'll go after McCreary. I haven't truly decided, right? It's all going to be dependent on how we lose. When we do eventually lose. Whether it's in the playoffs, whether it's in the Super Bowl, whatever. If we lose, and in a pretty bad dramatic fashion due to McCreary's playing, it kind of will taint me re-signing him, of course. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and hit upgrade players real quick. I completely forgot we had this. I was actually going to start getting us into a game. So Dearrington, Evans, and Drew Sample. Okay, 2 guys we don't really care about all that much. I'm not saying we don't care about them, just not as much. I'll get these guys upgrade off screen, and we'll be into the game at Gillette Stadium. And one thing we kind of forgot to cover before we hopped into this game is they do have a good team. They have Tua. They have Nick Chubb. This is a good football team. They have 10 wins on the season. This is a very good football team. This is going to be a tough matchup, of course. We need our defense to show up and show out. We need everybody on this team to show up and show out, to be fair. We need every single star player to show out today. This is going to be a playoff matchup, basically. We need to go out there and win this game. There will be a lot of doubt if we do not win this game and do not go out and show out. Simple as that. Not a great return. Missed blocking assignments, and we're not going to have a great starting field position. We're going to start off at the 17, unfortunately. Offense will come out onto the field, though. Like we've talked about, Will Levis, 2,300 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks. All in all, if this was earlier in the season where he didn't miss a whole ton of time, this would look like a very good stat line. I mean, it still looks like a good stat line, especially with the time that he has missed. It's just, yardage just isn't quite there. 1st and 10, they're going to drop into a pass play to start off the game. Linton underneath, catch, run, matched up incorrectly. There's Christian Gonzalez trying to chase us down, and Jelani Tavai, 16 yards there. getting Tyler Linton involved almost immediately. And on this out route, he has another chance to really get something going here. I'm going to send Wiley back the other way. And then we're just going to have Spears on a curl. I don't need him on that option. Just need him to sit down by those backers, maintain those backers for just a second. And there's Marcus Jones taking out Josh Wiley. Almost a whole foot of height in between those two players. I'm pretty sure Marcus Jones is like 5'8", and I'm pretty sure Josh Wiley is like 6'7". So, pretty big height difference there. Gonna roll out, trying to find something. No. Tyler Linton, though, on the sideline. What a throw and what a fucking catch. That is a big boy throw there from Will Levis. Oh, and New England's gonna challenge. I think we got it, though. I think we have it. I don't think there's any doubt about that right there. I think Tyler Linton did an excellent job. Oh, no, he didn't. Maybe not. I don't know. It's not really showing the catch point. Nope. Okay. He did not catch it. They weren't really showing the catch point, which was kind of confusing because I feel like, you know, as soon as the ball hits your hands, you're kind of counting feet. So I was just trying to see if that other foot would have been down when he first caught the football, but apparently not. Tajay Spears, though, big run here, making up the yardage, 19 yards immediately to start off the game. The one good thing is that they don't have any X-Factor players on their defense, or at least I don't think I saw one. No, they do have Matthew Judon, but he's a lower overall, so we don't have to worry about him as much. But still, with an X-Factor and superstar, you know, dev traits and stuff, there's a possibility he could wreck the game, of course. Guys that we've already seen before are still out. Franklin Amos, a new one in there as well. So, missing out on a couple guys here. We're also missing out on Yatir Gross Matos as well. So, yeah, just a couple guys here and there that we are missing out on, unfortunately. Gonna run this screen pass. Try to get to Bo Melton. We do. Blocking is actually there. And it's there, but, man, the Patriots just barely fast enough to keep up with Bo Melton, come bring him back down to earth. Man, the blocking was there, too. The blocking was finally there. Just couldn't quite escape him. 1st and 10, down to the 21-yard line now. Downhill, and there's no running room there. They're clogging up holes. They're coming downhill. They want to talk. They want to meet us in the hole. That's fine. The handoff Spears on this, you know, guard pull, and he gets 10, if not more, there. 1st and goal now. Offense. See, I like coming out on offense first, because if you have a good drive, you can bring momentum in your direction pretty easily. Compared to if you're on defense, you got to come out and play very well on the very first couple plays of the game. And Will Levis is going to have a rushing touchdown. And an underrated part of his game is that running game. And when that hole opens up, we're going to go for it. Will fucking Levis. So Tua and this Patriots offense will come out for the first time today. Like I said, they still have Demario Douglas. They have Nick Chubb. Tua, a pretty good season so far for him. 3,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, 4 picks. Very, very good season for him. Touchdowns aren't there, but when you have Nick Chubb behind you, you don't really need to throw the ball near the end zone at all. You know, if you get down close enough, you can just probably punch it in relatively easy. And there's McIntyre and Von Florence coming up with the tackle on Nick Chubb after a 3-yard gain. Last week, 22 rushes, 144 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Nick Chubb. Hopefully we don't let him repeat that success. We've done a pretty good job so far this season, really shutting down the run, especially in the second half of the season. So hopefully we can do the same again. Trying to get the ball out from Hunter Henry there. 7-yard reception. First one for him on the day. We faced them, I think, last year. So, yeah, because it was a must-win game. We went in and we won. So, kind of feels like a similar team we're going against here. I don't know if they had Tua or Nick Chubb last year. But still feels like a similar team. They have a superstar guard as well. So a minute he was going to have his hands full almost all day. 1st and 10. And dropping in coverage here. Evans is going to have to get there. He brings Nick Chubb down. He says, "You're not going fucking anywhere." Keenan Evans, like I've said, has developed a lot. And it's only his second year. So could easily look at him going forward and being like, he has a chance to really become something. And Shire able to make up ground on Nick Chubb and knock the ball out. Just able to get his hand in there. Force Nick Chubb, who isn't a great receiving threat, to not really be able to hold on to the football there. I don't even know who 15 is in the backfield. Might be a rookie or a second-year guy. Doesn't look like anybody I know, and can't deliver the football there to Demario Douglas. Caleb Farley in coverage, just too far in front of the receiver. Hell, I thought that was going to be a pick for Caleb Farley. Tyler Linton decided not to return that punt. It bounces into the end zone. We'll have a 1st and 10 at the 20 now. Still want to get the chance of getting Tyler Linton that 6th return touchdown, tying Devin Hester's record. If he can get it as a punt return as well, it would take the lead in the punt return per season record. So it's not only just a rookie record, it is a just total every single year record. And there's Tyler Linton beating Christian Gonzalez, and now what would be probably 4th year guy, 3rd year guy. It's season 3, so yeah, 3rd year guy. 1st and 10, going to hand off Spears behind this left side of this offensive line. D-tackle just barely able to reach us. Christian Malone just not being able to get a good enough piece of that D-tackle. A little bit more of a quiet week from Tajay Spears last week. Only 12 carries for 62 yards. Didn't ask him to do a whole ton in the ground game. Had to throw the ball a lot. 2nd and 4, going to this read option here. Going to throw out to Linton. He makes one man miss. Tries to make a second. Marte Mapu, though, coming up with the tackle. Remember, he is at safety for them. We did move and great with fucking Bo Melton down. That leaves us to 3 receivers right now on the roster. So, if anything, Josh Wiley, Malik Willis, or Tajay Spears will have to go play receiver. If one of them goes down, by the way. 1st and 10, dropping back to pass again. Josh Wiley, open underneath, catch. Just get us 3. Not a whole ton open. I think I might have had Linton, but I wasn't really paying attention. I thought I saw somebody coming on a rush. They didn't show up, so I guess not. 2nd and 7, though. Gonna hand off Spears inside. Up to the Jesus fucking Dorian Dixon. And Dorian Dixon is still hunting. Jesus Christ. No wonder why he fucking gets injured if that's the way he's treating other people. He's going, there's no fucking prisoners in this fucking asylum. Tyler Linton, though, one-on-one, and Christian Gonzalez able to come up with the knockaway there. Thought Tyler Linton would be able to use enough of his body, get away from Christian Gonzalez and let that ball just kind of hit him. Instead, Christian Gonzalez able to make a nice play, get his hand around, knock the ball out. 4th and 3 now. This is easily go for it territory, and I'm going to go for it. At this point in the game, a second touchdown kind of really puts a dampener on their mood. I want to go for it here. It's as simple as that. I don't know of anything I want to move. I'm just going to bring Max Smith in and then send him. Spears, open immediately. Texas route. I know it's a little cheesy every now and then against those backers, but if you're not going to run man, I'm going to fucking hit you. I'm going to hit you in your fucking mouth. 1st and 10 here. I'm looking Smith to Burks to Wiley and then back to Spears if anything. Max Smith is open. Going to get him the football. He's going to receive a little bit more help today. I might even move him up over Bo Melton and just say we only need Bo Melton if and only if we lose another receiver or somebody absolutely has to come out of the game. I think that's probably a smart decision just for the simple fact that I need Bo Melton long term. That's the thing right now. I need Bo Melton long term. If we can avoid him getting injured right now, especially with 3 weeks to go, technically 2.5 now at this point, it probably makes more sense to keep him off the field at this point. 2nd and 3 now. They could be bringing 5. No, they drop Judon. I don't really see a whole ton happening. Get outside the pocket, throw the ball away. Luckily, we don't get swallowed up by that D tackle. 3rd and 3 now. They kind of played really shallow zones there, which kind of put a dampener on getting the ball to Max Smith or even Tyler Linton there. It's kind of harder. 3rd and 3 now. We just need to pick up the 1st. If they're not going to go heavy box here, I can't go inside zone. Fuck me. Can we go any inside zone? Yes, we can. Did we just jump? Did we just jump on a fucking audible? 3rd and 8 now here. Going screen pass. Not really 4-down territory. I think if we don't get it here, I think we'll probably settle for a field goal. Spears, screen pass though. Gets out there, and Yawan Bentley plays it so fucking nicely. Kind of just runs straight into Spears. Got us for a field goal, unfortunately. Tua coming back out onto the field. Had a couple inaccurate balls there, but nothing, he can't fix. He's known as an accurate quarterback. He can easily come out here and fix those issues right here, right now. 1st and 10, though. You're going to hand off Chubb to this left side. Keenan Evans needs to go make a play. Shair on the backside there, able to bring him down after a 9-yard rush, though. We met him at 7. He got an extra 2. What were we just talking about in negotiation? We were literally just talking about how Tyron Smith can't finish fucking games. And now Titus Horton has to come back in. No, Titus Horton's injured? What the fuck is going... Where the fuck is he playing at? Titus Horton's injured. What? Okay, must have gotten injured on one of the special teams plays. That's nice. Good shit. 2nd and inches now. Expecting a run here from Nick Chubb. Kind of to that left side more than anything. Yep. Gonna hand off. Evans needs to get there. Does. Holds him up just enough. And Von Florence finishes him off 4 for 23. Just under 6 yards an average there. God, we need to slow down that run unit. That's my biggest thing is like right now. Like, don't get me wrong. They have some fucking weapons looking at their team again now. Just seeing all the receivers lined up, bunched up in those formations. Michael Pittman, Juju Smith-Schuster in the slot, Demario Douglas. They still have Hunter Henry. They have plenty of receiving threats. So, not saying that, their receiving threats aren't just as good combined as Nick Chubb. Just feel like they're definitely a run-first team and then drop into a passing when they need to type situation. I need one of these edge rushers to come up big. Derek Wesley, right here, right now. That right tackle doesn't have any fucking pass protection bars. I feel like you should be winning those reps pretty easily. But with Tua being such a good quarterback, I would assume that the ball is getting out pretty quickly. So that is going to be a problem. 1st and 10, though. Going to hand off here again to Nick Chubb. Shire able to meet him in the gap. And then the rest of the Titans come down and swallow him up. Under 4 yards a carry now after 2 bad runs. 2nd and 10 now. Will they kind of move out of that run-first style if they can't continue the success that they've been having? Underneath here is Juju. Guy that's going to just kind of be sure-handed and go out there and be able to make some plays here and there. It's probably not too particularly great in this universe right now, but he's not a bad receiver. If he gets going, he gets going. And Caleb Farley just right there can't bring in Demario Douglas. Douglas just able to beat him out of that rep and win it. And then Caleb Farley just doesn't get his knockout animation. I don't know if his superstar abilities got changed again, but he just doesn't feel the same these last couple weeks especially. And there's Khalil Mack coming free. I don't know why he's in. Maybe Keenan McIntyre went down. But Khalil Mack in. No, he was just randomly in for a play or something, or maybe it was a different formation. But Khalil Mack with his 2nd sack on the season so far. And there's Demario Douglas again. Caleb Farley, we literally just fucking paid you. We just went over this. Gonna send extra pressure here with Evans and Shire. Gonna bring Evans down in the box immediately. Shire, get there. No, I overran it. I for sure thought that ball was coming out quicker. And I overran it, and into the end zone goes Nick Chubb pretty easily, too. Kind of a deep kickoff, so we're just going to let it bounce through the end zone. And Tajay Spears on offense will come back out onto the field. Minute 54. We don't have to go immediately, but I think these first couple plays will determine exactly what we want to do here more than anything. I'm going to send Linton on a comeback. I don't need him on that deep post. Play action fake, looking Treylon, and just can't get the ball out. Tyron Smith loses a rep to a nobody. Good job. Can go bench here. Looking Smith and Linton immediately. Burks, if he wins his rep, but and then Levis can't hit it. Jesus Christ. This drive has literally just been who can fuck up the most, I guess, at this point. Get 2 good plays where we have guys open and just can't do anything about it. Always wonderful when that type of stuff happens. 3rd and 10. Gonna go 4 verts here. Josh Wiley over the top. Catch, run, more yardage there. Thought Max Smith was going to be able to come over and help out on Marte Mapu and maybe just barely get Wiley by. Unfortunately not. Going to go jailbreak screen here to Max Smith now. He still has speed, so I trust him. Going to have to wait, set it up, and then get the ball out to him. Get enough of the blocks, and Max Smith gets out of bounds too. Gets a first and gets out of bounds. Max Smith, smart player, 2 for 20 there on the day. And go back to coach suggestions here now. I like this tight end angle play. If Burks can win his rep, it would be pretty good. If not, we can look back towards Max Smith and Josh Wiley. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole ton. Josh Wiley underneath. Can't hold on the football, though. Just enough of those. Just enough of Marcus Jones being able to get through and knock that ball away. Gonna go outs here now. I actually want to put Spears out in this like slot roll. You can have him run a curl. Let's see what that does. Treylon Burks wins his rep. Catch, run. Oh, man, if he could have stayed in, that's a touchdown. Treylon Burks. Got 56 seconds and 3 timeouts, and they're coming out in a very, very weak box. We're running this football. We're going to go halfback draw here. And Dorian Dixon just doesn't leave fast enough to go up to that back or get him off guard. We'll catch him off guard. We're going to go back to running the football here. They go light box again. They're putting Marte Mapu in a 3-point stance. Like, are you kidding me? I'm going to take care of that all fucking day. It doesn't give me a read, man. Nice. Spears, downhill, touchdown. Tajay Spears in. 9 touchdowns on the year for him. Good fucking shit. Tajay Spears. 1st and 10. Let's see if they even try anything. This first play will really tell us a lot. Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're just going to be comfortable running out the football. No, and now they... See, this is... And something I've realized, especially if you've watched any of the rookie showcase videos that I've had up on the channel, EA and Madden just don't understand the game of football at all. Like there was literally one, I didn't post this one because it didn't turn out good. There was a couple issues with the video quality and stuff. The Chargers were down 8 with 25 seconds left on the 24-yard line going into the end zone, and they just refused to hurry up offense and get to the line, and they literally just let the clock run out at the end of the game. Like, it was kind of crazy that they did nothing about it. McCreary, no, come on. Dude, just pick the ball. Like, you don't have to jump up and go for it. Just sit underneath it, kind of. Oh, well. I guess I shouldn't be mad at him for that. 17-7 now. End of the half. We've played very well. We've had a decent amount of passing yards, 152 on the day. I thought we were running the ball much better, but still. Good half from us. Good half from us against a very good football team. Bad return by them, starting off at the 17, but then again, we had a bad return and we started off at the 17 and we went down and scored, so they could easily do the same here. I need the defense to come up again this half. They've played well. Gotta continue that success. Get to the outside. Get there. I get bumped off the route by McCreary. Like, we would have had the tackle at 3 yards. McCreary, just go up and try to make the hit if you want the fucking tackle. Don't bump Shire off of his rep because you fucking want the tackle. 2nd and 6 now. I'm going to drop into coverage. Cover this outside edge. McCreary here on Hunter Henry. Brings him down 3rd and inches now. Good opportunity here to get off the field. 3rd and inches, though, very, very manageable. I would expect a run here for the most part. So, like I said, I'm expecting a run here to Nick Chubb. There's no reason not to. No, they go pass immediately. Quick little dump off to the tight end there. Not being able to see his last name is kind of killing me. Oh, Charlie Warner, former, I think, Falcon and 49er. Current Falcon, 49er as well. 1st and 10, though. We're going to act like we're sending pressure. They're bringing a guy in motion, so I'm expecting something quick underneath here from one of these guys. Yeah, and then halfback flaring out, and the tight end up the seam. Nice. Nobody there. Just a good throw there to Hunter Henry. Only 3 misses on the day for Tua. 2 of them coming on that first drive. So he's really bounced back and responded so far. It's not a whole ton of success coming in zone. Especially so far this season, it feels like. I understand our zone rating is a lot lower on a lot of these guys, because of the fact that a lot of them are man archetype. But still, I feel like zone is just easier to run in general in terms of just like a complete perspective of coverage units. So, 2nd and 8 though. Expecting Nick Chubb handoff inside. It is. I over pursue again. Charles Menahue though making up for the mistake. Only a couple of yards there. Only 2 yards. Menahue still playing pretty well. Hasn't had the sack success that he had earlier in the season, but not everybody's going to be about sacks. Not everybody's going to have, triple, double-digit sack seasons. 4th and 6 now at the 43. Kind of an interesting range because that's about a 60-yarder. They're going to go for it. No, it says field goal, but it's telling me to pick a defensive play. What? If you don't think they're going to make it, go field goal block return then. Like, fuck me. They would have made it if not for accuracy. They just missed it wide left. So 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. We're going to have a very good starting field possession. And just so many defenders and offensive players not really going in the correct spots. Kind of messed up a lot of things. You know, Judon came fast. Guard wasn't moving up to backer, so I kind of had to stick behind them and just not a whole ton going there. 2nd and 10 now, going back to the air. Play action fake to Spears. Looking underneath. Max Smith, though, is wide the fuck open. Max fucking Smith! And Tyron Smith's now down. So he is actually down this time. I'm pretty sure that brings in Taylor Lewan now. So, fun little interesting fun there. 1st and 10, they're going to go halfback stretch, weak side. Taylor Lewan, can you get enough? He does. And just not enough there. Yawan Bentley, free range there. And the corner comes off his block, off a Traylon pretty fast. So not a whole ton of options there. Taylor Lewan did enough there. Just everybody else wasn't really doing enough. Does it want me to run Z-Spot? I feel like it wants me to run Z-Spot, by the way. We're going to run Z-Spot. 2nd and 9 now. Dropping back to pass, trying to find something immediately. Not really seeing anything. Will Levis trying to get back to the line. Going to count as a sack for Wilkins, but got back to the line, so I don't think it's all that big. We're going to go bench halfback angle. Looking Smith to Wiley to Spears. Hell, if Linton wins his rep right away, and if it's man, I think that could be an option as well. No, it's zone. And just Christian Malone! And then he fumbles. What? So as soon as I stepped up in the pocket, all 3 of their 4 guys shed, and I got sacked. I fumbled. Our center picked it up, and then he fumbled. 2nd and 8 now after 2-yard Michael Pittman reception. His first reception of the day. That's kind of nice for us, keeping him slow and just not off to a great start. Not really letting him build up that confidence is kind of nice as well. Shair's going to have to make a play. Ayers helping out there. 11 for 39. We've really shut down Nick Chubb today, which is kind of something we wanted to do more than anything. Force him to beat us through the air. 17-7 here. Going to bring Von Florence down in the box. Let him play that zone coverage. Amenahue wins his rep. Can somebody else win it? Get there. No. 4th and 5. 13 for 18, 118 yards and a touchdown for Tua. 1st and 10. Going to go to the air here again immediately. Okay. He gets bumped and the safety's just going to have an easy pick. Nope. Marte Mapu just... No. Kevin Byard doesn't come up with the pick. So after the Eagles decides to leave, head to New England, he just got bumped and stuck, and then just the ball was overthrown as well. 2nd and 10. Play action fake. Roll out. Looking. Trying to find something. Just nothing really, and Burks doesn't even go for the football. Are you kidding me? Burks doesn't even look at... He literally sees the football coming at him and just doesn't do anything about it. So, not much more I can do there, right? I read the play, I get the ball out, and just nothing going. Burks again, and just throwing behind him. Did Will Levis think he was running a curl? Miss hit the ball again, so only out down to the 16. We would have had a really good punt, I feel like, if we would have hit that accurately. Not quite enough, so only down to the 16. They're going to flip the play here. So what are they seeing that they want the play flipped? I'm not seeing a whole ton, and Juju can't hold on the football there. Diving catch there, not quite able to haul it in. Not a great ball from Tua there, so had to make an adjustment and just couldn't quite get there. I'm going to flip this. I want Wesley coming. I think he's the bigger factor here. Going to cover underneath. There's the tight end again in Warner. 3rd and 5 now. 3 for 9 for him on the day. Not a whole ton of yardage, but like I said, you don't always need yardage. Nope. Okay. We're going to flip this again. Fuck it, just keep it. I don't care at this point. Just cover. Thank you. 3rd and 5, 4th and 5. Fuck you, Tua. 14 for 21. Defensive showcase here again, apparently. The 42, we are. So offense again, coming out on the field. Going to go play action immediately. Roll towards Matthew Judon. Looking Oliver immediately. He's open, but I think fuck it, just run with Levis at this point. No reason to try to throw it and get some weird-ass animation and then Oliver not be able to turn fast enough. Just run with Will Levis. He's fast enough to be able to get it done. Slot trail here. I see Bo Melton a little bit, like I said, but try to keep him out of the game as much as humanly possible. If we can't win this game without him, I don't think he would change a whole ton at this point. Smith. Smith wins his rep and gets open. Gets a big reception there. Max Smith again. Showing out today. Gonna go flanker spot here. I think it's zone. I think I'd rather have Linton run a curl, well, a drag. Get him going across the play. Spears open. Just can't get out of that tackle fast enough. Well, can't get out of that animation fast enough to be able to avoid that tackle. 2nd and 6 now. Going to go play action fake. Look back towards Spears. No, Wiley's open immediately. Get him the football. Get him up field. Get some extra yards. Josh fucking Wiley follows forward down to the 18. 4 for 57 on the day for him. I like Spears here. He gets matched up against a linebacker. He could be even excellent, more excellent position and just send that extra pressure, and they got home. And I saw him coming too, and I just knew I didn't have anything quick. It was more of a developing play, so I wasn't going to be able to just like look down and find somebody immediately. At least I was open. Bench here again. Treylon Burks could win a rep and have an easy touchdown, and he does. If Will Levis can get him the football, and he does. Will Levis to Treylon Burks. We go cover 4 drop here. With them being down, 17 points, they're going to have to go through the air a little bit more here, so I'm okay with only 3 rushers here. There's Demario Douglas underneath. Linebacker and McCreary are going to have to come up. Evans coming up with another tackle there. Going to play a lot of man here. Who the fuck is in then? Oh, it's Shire back in now? Fuck. No, we don't. We have 10 guys on the field. We have 10 guys on the fucking field. And Caleb Farley. Thank God. We had 10 guys on the field, by the way, because Yatir is supposed to be in that sub package. And because he's injured, Madden's just a big bag of dumbass. Because it was a formation sub. So Madden just doesn't account for those players getting injured, apparently. 1st and 10. Going to hand off the football here. Spears downhill. Gets a couple. Gets a little bit more. 4 yards there. 11 for 59 on the day for him isn't bad. We haven't asked him to do a whole ton these last couple weeks. We haven't asked him to really carry the offense. 2nd and 6. And maybe we should, just based off of how the offense has played in recent weeks. But still, we've done well enough to win games. So don't kind of mess with anything that isn't broken at this point. 3rd and 1 though. If they come out in a heavy look, we could easily get out of this and go towards a pass play. I just don't love what I'm seeing here. I think this double team up to backer should work just enough. Spears downhill gets enough. 13 for 71 on the day for him. Continues to roll downhill. One of the best running backs in the league currently, especially statistically. 1st and 10 though. Gonna motion Max Smith across. Play action fake, looking. Treylon. Fuck, I didn't hit him early enough, and we're going to have to just settle for a possession catch there. Peter Skronsky now down again. Dude, this dude leaves the game every fucking week, I feel like. We might actually have to have a conversation about getting rid of him next year, too, and not pay him. Because next year's going to be expensive if you did not know. Because we have Skronsky. Well, if we don't accept his 5th year, which we are going to, we would have Skronsky, Levis, and Spears. And Wiley, by the way. So pretty expensive year for us if we decide to re-sign all of them. 1st and goal, though, going to go Z spot. Well, yeah, spot here. Levis running again into the end zone. Touchdown, Will fucking Levis. They just kind of got out of their pass rush lanes, and we decided, hey, we're going to go take this. We're also going to put Max Thurmond in. We're also going to take Tyron Smith out as well. Put Taylor Lewan in and put Max Thurmond in at this point. Just makes sense to keep some of our better players out, especially with how, we're up 24 here with only 5 minutes remaining. If they come back and win this, I think that's more on the defense than the offensive line and the receiver that we're not currently playing. Like I said, a lot of man here in this last little part of this game. We're also going to hop on the D-line a little bit and probably try to help them out, get free, get some pressure, force Tua into some bad situations. Farley gets burnt by Michael Pittman, and he'll immediately lose his fucking X Factor, so unfortunately. Okay, now Menahue's in. Nice, and he's playing stand-up D tackle, rushing the. And Mark Vickers, holy shit, and now Osa's down. Okay, Javonte Jones is in. Cool, we have one more D tackle, by the way, as well. So, off to a very, very good start. 2nd and 10 now. Throw here to Hunter Henry. Can't quite bring him down. 3rd and 4 now. 6-yard reception. We have Caleb Farley rotate out. Gonna bring down the guys, press, cover underneath, and Ayer's there, and nobody being able to go get that football. Just over the head of Juju, 4th and 4 now. They're gonna go for it. Gonna substitute BJ Hill in as well. And the reason why their overalls are such high, by the way, is because we did have that little boost. So they're going to hand off to Nick Chubb to basically end the game, and Amenahue comes free. That's the way you wanted to end that game there. Jesus. 1st and 10, though. We're going to hand off the football. They are pretty heavily stacked in the box, but I think our O-line can go win. Not quite enough there. 2-yard rush. Christian Barmore. Signed a very big extension. I'm pretty sure he signed one of the biggest extensions in New England Patriots history in this offseason, in real life. Not a quarterback anyway. 2nd and 8 now. Handoff Spears, cut back left side a little bit. The linebacker able to get there. Javon Kinlaw, who's now in the Patriots, goes down with injury. 3rd and 6 now. We should try to go for the first here to try to milk some more clock, but don't make a mistake. Don't throw a pick. Don't turn over the football. If anything, just keep the clock moving anyway. Levis, just not a whole ton going. And just, okay, and we're going to take a sack instead. Jeez, Ryan Stonehouse just boomed that fucking ball down to the fucking 7. So if they want to go down and score, it's going to be a tough one. And like I said, up 24 at this point. It's more on... What the fuck is Taysom Hill doing? Taysom Hill is on defense, and McCurry with a pick. Taysom Hill just played defensive tackle for us, by the way. Taysom fucking Hill. I know he's Mr. Do-It-All, but I don't know about D-tackle there, big dog. I think there's a couple guys on the team that I think I'd rather go to than fucking Taysom Hill playing rush D-tackle at a stand-up 2. 1st and 10, gonna go jet sweep here. If we can get a hold of Matthew Judon just enough, this could work out just enough. No, not quite. Judon just going to come upfield and take Max Smith out. 2nd and 13 now. Going to go back to the air. Going to go to the air here. Go PA post dig. Send Max Smith out on a out route. This is the play that broke free last week as well. Treylon Burks, though. Open catch. Down to the 5. Treylon Burks getting going here. I wanted to run this play to try to get a receiver involved and get another passing touchdown. But with the way the defense is kind of set up, I don't think it's going to be very possible. I'm going to look more towards Spears here, but could still get this ball out. No, Linton's open. Throw it. And Linton is going to walk the fuck in. Tyler Linton, the rookie, continues his dominance. 1st and 10. I want to get to man, but I don't think we have any current mans that we can get to. No, we do. But then it puts Wesley onto Chubb, which I don't love. And then, okay, so that play design was fucked up apparently, because it said Shair was supposed to be rushing. And then he was supposed to be on Michael Pittman. I don't know. It didn't really register correctly. Always lovely when Madden can't fucking make a working game, apparently. 38-7, a 21-point run here for us, basically. Well, 21-point half. Patriots is not really responding. Granted, momentum is just so fucked in this game. It's so fucking flawed. Like, I get it. Momentum's a real thing. It definitely is. But to this extent, it's not this extent. It's more like, oh, hey, if the offense is clicking, maybe maybe the quarterback should be a little bit more accurate. Maybe the defense rallies to the tackler a little bit better, or tackles a little bit better. Not like game-altering fucking, changes. But, hey, Osa's now down again. Granted, I told him not to come back, but whatever. Whatever, I guess. DeMonte Jones will come back in. Gonna hop on Keenan McIntyre. Try to help out this D-line a little bit. Get free. Underneath is Michael Pittman again on the short little shallow catch and run. 2nd and inches. Minute 40 left in the game. Quadricep strain. Jesus. 2nd and inches now. Playing zone here now. Just cover stuff underneath. There's Hunter Henry again. Trying to go with a disguised look, and Amani Hooker just not able to read it fast enough and get down there. 6 for 61 for Hunter Henry. Just this game got away from him, of course, right? That's as simple put it as possible, right? The game just got away from him, right? Their offense couldn't finish drives, and then just one thing led to another. 2 picks in the second half as well doesn't help. So, And drop in the zone here. I don't like what I was seeing. So I'm going to drop in the zone and try to cover. And there's Michael Pittman, and Ayers just gets fucking ran over into the end zone. Good job, Quentin Ayers. So hopefully Darrington Evans can get some yards here. He is going to be that backup for the next 2 games. Well, this game and the next one. So 1st and 10, handoff, Darrington Evans. Nothing really going there. David Andrews just gets beat against his former team, and Evans -2 yards. So hopefully we can fix that for him. Don't want to leave this game with -2 yards and him not having a good average. So 2nd and 12 now. Hand off Evans again. Burks gets enough of the linebacker. Evans to the outside. Picks up almost 12, if not 13 rush yards there. Going to hurry back to the line here. Go 0-1 trap. I don't know how well this is going to work with them having 3 D tackles. Not a whole ton going there. We're going to call a timeout. I'm going to give him extra reps here. I do not care. I'm giving him the extra reps. We're going to go halfback stretch here. Don't love running towards Matthew Judon, but with the defensive tackle being in that 1 tech instead of that 3, I think it should work out plenty fine. Evans gets a couple yards there, 3rd and 5. Last timeout, 4 seconds left. Gonna get him another rush here. Let's go just inside zone out of shotgun. I think that should work. Get enough of those guys off the line a little bit. 3rd and 5. If Thurman can get up to his backer, we should have a pretty decent gain, I feel like. Does. And Evans, yeah. Evans... Dude, if that block would have been there, Evans would have had a touchdown. There's 2 guys there, and they both missed the fucking safety. Grant, we didn't need a score, but still. Evans could have had a touchdown there. That sucks for him, but... very good game from our offense. They really responded in that second half after getting shut down for the most part. Defense came out and played pretty well. Not a ton of turnovers, early. But... we shut them down for the most part, and then not even a ton of sacks either. I don't even think there was a sack on our side. So, the defense came out and just played good, bend but don't break type of defense, and it really worked out for us. So yeah, what a good game from our team all in all. 13-2 now, taking down the New England Patriots. They're going to drop to 10-5 now. What a fucking game, and it definitely proved a lot of things to me. Treylon Burks still has it, as well as Roger McCreary probably deserves a contract, to be fair. So we do have some things to go over. Unstoppable force, of course. Hot opponent, movable object. All those fun. Yeah, we didn't create pressure like I was hoping. We got the win, though, which is always important. I'm not saying pressure is always the key. We definitely saw it in today's game where we were able to hold another opponent to below 20 points, which is always fucking awesome. Yeah, Jesus. And 2,500 XP for the team as well for that one. So we will have a ton of XP coming to some of the players, and we'll probably have a lot of upgrades, to be fair, too, after next week's practice. And then having success on the ground as well will get us some more XP for some players. Tajay Spears, defensive tackles, Tajay Spears. And all offensive linemen will have increased stats going into the next game, which is always nice. And then, of course, we do have upgrade players and staff points and a ton of other stuff to handle next week. But let's head to the Texans game real quick, and then we will see what they are. They are 10-5, so they are looking to take control of probably one of the wild card spots. At this point, I think we have the AFC South locked up. I don't know if we have the AFC as a whole locked up. The Chiefs and the Bills are behind us at 2-3. So we will have to look at that as well. And then we'll have weekly strategy, of course, as well. They look like a very good team. They throw the ball well. They run the ball well. Their defense is kind of the lacking part. Middle of the road defense in a lot of categories. Well, not even middle of the road. Below average defense in a lot of categories. So, going to have to go out there and really play a good game of football. Again, this is a team, like I said, who's going to be in the playoffs. This is our last true test. I think the Broncos are going to be a pretty easy game, just considering the fact that they are 3-12. So actually, the Bears are the 3rd worst. I think that's even what the pick said when I last looked at it. So, and I don't think, unless the Bears won out and somebody else lost, like the Vikings or the Rams, or even the Dolphins at this point, I guess, and one of those 3 teams lost out, I don't think the Bears can really move much. They could almost move down, but they can't move down to the Saints. It would be crazy if we do get a top 2 pick and make the playoffs. I think that'd be pretty fucking unbelievable. But we'll see that later this season. Once the season finishes, we can try to start looking at the draft and looking at scouting players, as well as take care of the playoffs. So, Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at standings real quick before we get out of here. We are 13-2. The Bills are 11-4. So if we take care of business here, we can actually put in a lot of the backups going into next week and let them play and figure it out. Just because looking at the rest of the standings, the Patriots and the Texans are both 10-5, and they would be up there. They would be the third and the fourth team in the AFC, but because they're in divisions with the Bills and us, they don't get a higher seed. So we will have to come out. If we can win this game, we can probably go backups in the last game if we're not looking for stat hunting, getting certain guys to certain standings and stuff like that. We should have a couple guys back as well, like Jeffrey Simmons and company. So there will be that as well, and we'll have to, rearrange the team a little bit here and there depending on injuries and stuff like that. But with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. Let's see, I got 3 Titans videos to record, Two Titans videos definitely to record. I'm going to finish out probably week 17 and 18 soon. And then I'll probably have, I think it's going to be like 5 Titans videos to edit and get posted. As well as I'm still getting the rookie showcase videos out, roster updates, everything like that. So, God, these aren't probably going to come out until probably next week. Or the first one that I have recorded will probably come out this week. But then, geez. But like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I would appreciate if you guys do stick around and subscribe. And I'll be back with more videos like this. But for now, I'm out. Peace.